Ripple is one of the best cryptos to invest in right now. It has the potential to make you extremely rich. It's currently ranked at number 7 among other cryptos. The XRP army and fans of the cryptocurrency are impatiently waiting for the lawsuit against Ripple to end. Welcome back to CryptoGeeks. In today's video, we'll be looking into XRP's price prediction and where it'll go after the settlement. But before we get started, make sure to smash that subscribe button for your chance to win our monthly giveaway. Just comment down below, "I subbed," and you'll be entered into our crypto giveaway. Check our About to find out what this month's giveaway is. Let's get started. Know that prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only, and hence should not be considered as financial advice. Do conduct your own due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Before we talk prices, let's go over a little history. Ryan Fugger first started Ripple in 2004, but it wasn't called Ripple yet at the time. He also developed the first version of Ripple called RipplePay. He handed it to Larsen and McCaleb in 2012, where they co-founded OpenCoin. OpenCoin then rebranded to Ripple Labs Incorporated in 2013. Ripple Labs rebranded to Ripple in 2016. Chris is currently the executive chairman of Ripple. Ripple is a technology that acts both as a digital payment network for financial transactions and a cryptocurrency. Unlike most cryptocurrencies that cater to peer-to-peer needs, Ripple was created to connect digital asset exchanges, payment providers, and banks to lower transaction fees and enable real-time settlement expeditions. It provides a global payment solution via its patented payment network called Ripple Network, also known as RippleNet. RippleNet is a payment network built on top of Ripple's consensus ledger called the XRP Ledger, or XRPL. They funded the development of the open-source XRP Ledger. XRP is the native cryptocurrency of the XRP Ledger. Bitcoin uses a distributed blockchain whose transactions are processed and secured by proof-of-work mining. XRP transactions are processed by a network of trusted validators on the XRP Ledger. Ripple transactions are publicly recorded on its open-source distributed consensus ledger, which has a similar data structure to a blockchain, where the successive data blocks include the previous block's hash. However, its consensus mechanism is different from Bitcoin or Ethereum. It does not rely on proof-of-work, and therefore there's no mining involved with XRP. Since the Ripple network does not run with a proof-of-work system like Bitcoin nor a proof-of-stake system, transactions rely on a consensus protocol in order to validate account balances and transactions on the system. The consensus works to improve the integrity of the system by preventing double spending. A Ripple user that initiates a transaction with multiple gateways but craftily sends the same $100 to the gateway systems will have all but the first transaction deleted. Individual distributed nodes decide by consensus which transaction was made first by taking a poll to determine the majority vote. The confirmations are instant and take roughly 3 to 5 seconds. On 21st December 2020, the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, filed a high-profile enforcement action against Ripple. The complaint alleges violations of federal securities laws by defendant Ripple Labs Inc. The SEC complaint alleges that Ripple sold its cryptocurrency XRP as an unregistered security. The SEC is arguing that XRP is a security. They're telling that it isn't a commodity or any type of asset, as it was distributed, generated, and sold by Ripple in a centralized fashion. The outcome of the Ripple case will depend on whether XRP is an investment contract under US securities laws, which will make it subject to registration requirements under the Securities Act of 1933. The SEC has said that Ethereum and Bitcoin aren't securities due to their decentralized nature, a hallmark of blockchain applications. However, Ripple is viewed differently by the SEC. They claim that the distribution and development of XRP were conducted by Ripple in a centralized way. Many observers from the business and crypto communities have been critical of the SEC's lawsuit against Ripple. People are worried that this lawsuit could cripple a nascent industry that seeks to make technology, money, and finance accessible to more people. There are also people who are pointing out the lawsuit was quickly created as it was filed just one day before ex-chairman Jay Clayton resigned from the SEC. Actually, only 3 out of 5 SEC commissioners approved of the filing against Ripple. This was just the minimum threshold for an SEC action to proceed. The lawsuit will definitely have an impact on the future regulation of blockchain, financial technology applications, and, of course, cryptocurrencies. The SEC could implement measured, reasonable regulations for blockchain, fintech companies, and cryptocurrencies. A balanced regulatory framework could really benefit the crypto industry by providing a roadmap for future compliance and predictability about permitted activities. The SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, is showing no signs of backing away from the lawsuit. In a recent court filing, the agency requested a federal judge to block Ripple's demands that the regulator turn over communications and internal emails on officials' personal devices. In their latest filing, the SEC accused Ripple of trying to harass the agency and gamesmanship with respect to discovery. However, Ripple Labs are on a roll, as Judge Sarah Netburn provided another win in the lawsuit for Ripple. The latest win for Ripple was when Judge Sarah Netburn granted the defendant's motion to reject the SEC's access to 8 years of co-founders Larsen and Garlinghouse's personal information. Prior to this, Judge Annalisa Torres had granted XRP investors' request to submit a motion to intervene. Another win for Ripple was on 6 April. Judge Sarah Netburn ruled in favor of granting Ripple Labs access to the SEC internal discussions over cryptocurrencies. Mr. Garlinghouse's counsel, Matthew Solomon, believes that it could be game over for the lawsuit if the defense finds information suggesting that the SEC thinks XRP was akin to Ether or Bitcoin, which would be outside the scope of the SEC. Judge Netburn dropped a bombshell in March when she said that my understanding about XRP is that not only does it have a currency value, but it has a utility, and that utility distinguishes it from Bitcoin and Ether. The statement admits to XRP's currency and utility value. There is now a lot of hope and optimism among XRP holders and Ripple co-founders. Brad Garlinghouse also said Ripple is ready to march on without the XRP-based settlement platform, even if it loses the legal battle against the US regulator. XRP price remains reluctant despite the bullish hammer trigger on the daily chart. Right now, Ripple continues to be influenced by the broader cryptocurrency market vibrations than anything specific in the digital market. As long as XRP price remains locked in a price range defined by the psychologically important $1 and $0.52, investors should target swing trade opportunities and keep one eye on the bigger picture. As of 22nd June 2021, XRP is trading at a price of $0.57, and it was $0.87 just a week ago. It recently suffered another massive sell-off due to the most recent FUD of China cracking down on crypto for the 100th time and other negative news. XRP has a max supply of 100 billion coins and a circulating supply of 46 billion coins. Despite all the FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, investors should keep looking at the bigger picture and see XRP's utility, which hasn't been reflected in the charts yet. Ripple is all set to come out on top after its lawsuit ends. The recent institutional support and partnerships will affect Ripple in a positive manner along with its price perspective. XRP is expected to go as high as $9 to $13 by the end of 2021, according to most expert chart analysts. Ripple price has gained support from some very big investors, and the number of partnerships and events with large banks around the world shows that the number of people believing in cryptos is increasing. XRP could record impressive price improvements by 2023 to 2024, since there are a lot of partnerships and advancements in their plan. By the end of 2024, it could be trading at around $15 to $25 per token. By 2025, the XRP price could reach around $50. Since XRP was built to replace most of the fiat currencies, and if XRP mass adoption happens, then the coin might reflect a bull run, and the XRP price could skyrocket in the long term. Mass adoption could also trigger the future of XRP as an affordable and convenient digital asset. That's it, guys. Congratulations on reaching the end. That's it about XRP's price prediction and whether it'll hit $10 after the settlement. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Press the bell icon to get notified every time we post a video. Tell us in the comments if you're going to invest in XRP. See ya next time.